Let's talk about something that's been making Madrid fans scratch their heads lately. Kylian Mbappé. You know, we all thought he'd come in and just light up the Santiago Bernabeu like it was nothing. But, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride so far, and it's got us wondering, is he really fitting in at Madrid? The El Clasico disaster, not the dream start we hoped for. So, if you caught his debut in El Clasico, you already know it wasn't exactly the stuff of legends. In fact, it was more like a nightmare, bro. Here's the scene. 30th minute. Mbappé does what Mbappé does best. He cuts inside, dances around the keeper, and slots it into the bottom corner like he's done a million times. But VAR steps in. Yeah, you guessed it, offside by like a millimeter. But hold on, that's not even the worst part. During that match, Barca's high line was giving Madrid all kinds of problems. And guess what? Madrid got caught offside a whopping 12 times that night. And out of those, Mbappé was guilty of 8 of them. 8 times! That's a crazy stat, especially for someone with his speed and talent. So now Madrid fans are thinking, is this really the Mbappé we expected? Is Mbappé just a system player? Now here's the real talk. Did Mbappé only look like a beast at PSG because the whole team was built around him? At PSG, he had so much freedom, right? They played like he was the main man. Everything went through him, and it was like he was playing on easy mode. But Madrid's a different story. It's not just Mbappé and the ball. It's a whole system, and that's what we need to figure out. Can he actually adapt? Or is he just a system player who was only popping off in France because of how PSG set up for him? Let's break it down. 5 goals in 16 games from open play. Not exactly the kind of numbers people were expecting from the guy that was supposed to take Madrid to the next level. It's kind of like watching a beast in a cage, right? He's not getting the chances he's used to, and when he does, it's not the same level of freedom he had in League 1. La Liga's tougher than he thought. Let's talk about why La Liga is exposing some cracks in Mbappé's game. In League 1, the dude was basically the king of wide open spaces. I mean, defenders couldn't catch him. He'd just blitz past them, like they were standing still. But La Liga, whole different vibe, fam. The teams here are compact, disciplined, and defensively solid. They don't give you that room to just run wild and show off your speed like in France. And here's where things get spicy. Mbappé in tight spaces? Yeah, that's not his strong suit. His first touch can be a little, let's say, inconsistent. You know, when he's in those tight, pressure-packed situations, sometimes he gets a bit clumsy. And in La Liga, where defenders are breathing down your neck 24/7, that's a huge problem. His technical skills are solid, but when it comes to those quick, tight situations, he's still not on the level of some of the La Liga legends. The Madrid system, more than just Mbappé's spotlight. At PSG, Mbappé was the star. He was the guy. Everything ran through him, and he had all the freedom in the world. But now, in Madrid, the pressure's on. Madrid's got a system, and it's a system that already includes some massive stars. It's not all about Mbappé anymore. At PSG, he had the spotlight, but in Madrid, he's gotta fit in with players like Benzema, Vinicius Jr., and Modric, who are just as important to the squad. And let's not forget, Madrid fans are brutally honest. They're not about waiting around for players to figure it out. They support their team, no doubt. But if things don't pick up soon, the fans might start asking if this whole Mbappé hype train was worth it. The pressure is real, and there's no hiding from it. Struggling out the gate. What's going on? Last season, Kylian Mbappé finished as the top scorer with an astounding 52 goals. But Mbappé's first few games in La Liga were rough. We're talking about fixtures against teams like Mallorca, Real Valladolid, and Las Palmas, mid-tier clubs. Nothing too wild, right? But guess what? 0 goals, 0 assists, and Madrid could only snag 1 win from those 3 games. Not exactly the start we all imagined for the guy who was supposed to be a game changer. Now, before you start panicking, he did find some form after that, scoring 5 goals in his next 4 matches. But here's the kicker, 3 of those were penalties. So the question is, what's going on with Mbappé? Why is he struggling to score like he did at PSG? What's holding Mbappé back? Okay, first things first. Mbappé doesn't want to play as the main striker. We all know that. He loves being out on the wing, using his speed, flair, and that magic dribbling. But here's the issue. Vinicius Jr., aka Vini, is absolutely killing it on that left wing. Vini had a Ballon d'Or worthy season last year. You really think Madrid's gonna pull him off the left wing just to make room for Mbappé? Nah, that's not gonna happen. But the whole thing's kinda messy, because Florentino Perez, the Madrid president, got really hyped up about signing Mbappé and kinda jumped the gun. They didn't really think about how he'd fit into the team's current setup. Real Madrid's all about team chemistry, and just throwing talent together doesn't always work. You gotta think long term. The real problem: midfield issues. But honestly, the biggest issue isn't even the Mbappé-Vini debate. It's Madrid's midfield. Right now, Madrid's midfield control is practically non-existent. There's no one dictating the tempo or pinging those sharp, creative passes. Without someone like Toni Kroos, who could launch those killer long balls and control the pace, Madrid's build-up play has been sluggish. They're playing at a snail's pace, giving teams all the time in the world to set up their defense. So, right now, it's all about relying on the individual brilliance of Mbappé or Vini to make something happen. That's fine for a while, but it's not sustainable. If Madrid wants to challenge for La Liga and Europe, they need a midfield creator who can pick out those key passes and control the flow of the game. Tactical mismatch. Mbappé in the wrong role. Here's the kicker. The whole thing seems like a tactical mismatch. Under Carlo Ancelotti, Madrid used to play a wide attacking system with players covering a massive 68 meters across the pitch. But now, with Mbappé in the mix, it's not working like it should. Mbappé's preferred role is on the left wing, where he can exploit spaces and cut inside, just like he did at Monaco and PSG. But with Vini already dominating that spot, Mbappé's being forced into the center forward role. And, let's just say that's not his thing. Mbappé's not a classic number 9. He's not the type to time his runs behind defenders or hold up the ball in physical duels. Compare him to someone like Erling Haaland or Victor Osimhen, who are built for that number 9 role. And it's clear, Mbappé's not quite cut out for it yet. The dude's about breaking through defenses and using his pace, not holding up play. Bellingham, Mbappé, and the system shift. Let's talk about how Mbappé has shifted Madrid's whole system. Last season, Ancelotti used a diamond midfield with Jude Bellingham playing in a free role to support both Vini and Rodrigo. This system worked great, especially for Bellingham, who was able to get forward and score. But with Mbappé's arrival, Madrid switched to a 4-3-3. Which has kind of pulled Bellingham back into a deeper role. This isn't ideal for Bellingham, and it's definitely not ideal for Madrid's overall attacking flow. Stats don't lie. Mbappé's underperforming. If you look at the stats, it's clear Mbappé's underperforming by his standards. His XG this season is the lowest it's been since his PSG days, even though he's taking more shots than ever. His shot conversion rate is a mere 20.69%. And that's not great. For comparison, Robert Lewandowski, La Liga's top scorer, has a nearly 39% conversion rate. Mbappé's gotta be more clinical if he wants to live up to the hype at Madrid. What can Mbappé do to turn it around? Here's what's gotta happen for Mbappé to turn it around. Adapt. He needs to get used to playing in a new system. It's not just about speed and dribbling anymore. He's got to learn how to link up play, time his runs, and add some physicality to his game. He could learn a lot from Benzema, who was perfect for Madrid's system. Benzema dropped deep, linked up with midfielders, and used his positioning to open up space. Mbappé's gotta do that if he wants to thrive as a central forward. On Madrid's side, they need to fix their midfield. Without someone like Kroos, they're missing that crucial playmaking ability that Madrid's known for. Right now, players like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, and Bellingham are solid, but they don't have the same range of passing that Kroos brought. Until that happens, Mbappé's pace and positioning will continue to be wasted. So, what do you think? Is Mbappé living up to the hype, or is this just a case of a player struggling to fit in? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more content. Catch you in the next one. Peace!